high spit thing.
Survive 5.
Hall of Famer Tito Santana, hoping to give. Hello,
Hey guys,
Hello there, my very good friends, ATB and Tan, till 5.
Wedding my jeans, bro.
You want to start us off with the same words you ended last week's episode on?
Whoop whoop.
That's right, folks. We're back. It's another fun-filled Till 5 Wrestling. We're here to review JCW Lunacy 59, and we got a lot to talk about, so let's get straight into this.
So this is a jam-packed episode for just over like an hour and 20 minutes, I think, this week.
Absolutely.
Jam-packed with a story shit. I mean, you start the show, Violent J tells the roster that Vito is not the investor, but the investor is here. And at the same time, he also books Too Tough Tony and Willie Mack in a hardcore hell match against the St. Clair Monster Corporation for later tonight.
Yeah, and then you get a little bit of a backstage Steve Inflow bumping into Vito, and Vito's telling him that he better be out there with cocaine later.
He better bring Vito cocaine in the ring.
Yep. First match, however, we get Mecha Wolf and Suicide. I'm a Mecha Wolf man.
I'm a Mecha Wolf man too. Big fan. I also love the He-Man inspired Suicide gear.
Yes, Skeleton.
I'm starting to wonder if TNA contacted JCW and said, "Hey, you can't do the full-fledged Suicide shtick."
I wonder if they contacted them and were like, "Hey, we own the rights to that outfit." So
it's possible. I guess they probably wouldn't own the rights to the name, I would imagine. But
backstage, we get the interaction, the first time, of Caleb Conley freaking out backstage with Jeeves and Black Dahlia, or Paige.
Keeps telling Conley that everything's going to be fine, but Caleb really only listens when Jeeves is telling him.
Yeah, but he'll start to understand that she's right too.
I am kind of liking the deal with Jeeves and Black Dahlia, kind of fighting for Caleb Conley's attention.
Well, and then later on, once they do finally get a match planned for him, spoiler against the Outbreak, Dahlia will stay backstage with Vito.
Yeah.
So, Vito gets the women to hang out and convince him of doing certain things.
Women love Vito.
The St. Clair Monster Corporation beating the shit out of Too Tough Tony and Willie Mack here for a while.
I will say that I felt like the hardcore hell stipulation was unnecessary because that was barely a hardcore match.
It was the same match they had last week, so I don't understand that.
But it was fine, serviceable, no big deal.
I loved, and everyone has seen online, I fucking loved Mr. Happy applauding as he got choked out. That was great.
Yeah, Mr. Happy is awesome. I wasn't necessarily sold on him at first when we first started doing this, but over the course of of us doing this, I've realized that he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Happy grows on me every week.
Next, we are in the men's room, and Vito's washing his hands and yelling at the cameraman when Jeff the ref walked out.
Yeah, telling him that he owes him, $10,000?
$10,000, that's right.
Yeah.
He owes him $10,000. So then we go from there.
Then we
Vito's
in
the bathroom a lot.
Yeah, well, that's where he happens to run into people.
Yeah.
Vito's a little older. Maybe he's got some bladder issues.
You see, Tony Khan, it's really that simple to create stories. Just put Vito in a bathroom, and we've already created 5 stories happening at one time.
There you go. Perfect. We get a match that has story without having Vito involved, though. We get Matt Cross and Ninja Mac next.
I'm really enjoying the Matt Cross storyline.
I am too. They're doing great with the heels here.
Yeah, they really are.
Matt Cross gets the win by holding the tights, which is very Matt Cross of him.
Very Matt Cross. That's right. And it kind of bears the question, because there's layers on this. It bears the question, Matt Cross getting older. He's a vet in the industry. Can he keep up with guys like Ninja Mac these days without cheating?
And before we get to our next match, I know your favorite moment of the entire episode was Vito interacting with the Outbreak.
Man, when he started yelling, "The power of Christ compels you" to the Outbreak, I popped for that. I loved it. Vito has been a fucking treat on JCW in the last 3 weeks.
Absolutely. Vito and Russo are perfect hires.
Yeah, this is a perfect. Just let them be themselves. Barnabas says he's the only one that can control the outbreak, and he just basically wants advancement for the team.
Yeah, so we're going to start that out right here with Conley and Jeeves
Mm-hmm.
in bubble wrap.
I loved the bubble wrap. I even wrote in my notes that, of course, another squash match for the outbreak.
Yeah,
I wrote
bubble wrap didn't help.
The bubble wrap did not help. Didn't work.
So we get this moment backstage that I really like, and this is a very Russo slip in. Vito has not booked a single match. He's gave people an opportunity to have a match.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it themselves.
It's smart.
Yeah, smart writing, good storytelling. Main event is Kerry Morton against James Storm.
Listen, man, I'm here to tell you, I am so high on Kerry Morton. I think Kerry Morton is one of the best young prospects in the industry. And James Storm has literally not missed a step in 20, 25, 30 years.
He's still as good as he ever was.
Yep.
They have a fun match here.
Very
entertaining. And technically the closing segment here is Stephen Flo and Vito. Stephen Flo without cocaine.
Well, Vito comes out and he cuts a very Tracy Smothers-inspired JCW promo, calling them Juggalo Jackoffs, really just shitting on the crowd. Stephen Flo comes out.
Well, I figure you can relate. We know how much you love the Juggalos.
Yeah, I hate the Juggalos too. I understand where Vito's coming from. It probably fucking reeks in that arena, really. It's probably horrible.
I'm sure it smells like Fago and Forgotten Dreams.
But Stephen Flo comes out, and he did not have cocaine. That enraged Vito, so he got hit with an Impaler DDT.
Vito beat that ass.
Yeah, Vito
till the investor came out, and Vince Russo showed up and said that next week he'll be running things his way, and there won't be any more thug shit. I'm excited to see what is stuck
same
on
Juggalo time, same Juggalo channel.
Yeah, just like our friends Precious Moments, or Precious Juggalos, sorry.
Hi, Shovel. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, there you go, Shovel. We got a
whoop, Shovel. Clip that.
They always end with a similar same jug time. Now it's the Juggalos. They're friendly people.
Now, I will say that although I dislike Juggalos, and I'm kind of starting to come around on their culture a little bit. This is an interesting niche. They have welcomed this great promotion with open arms. People at Precious Juggalos seems really cool, so I'm starting to have a little change of heart here.
Well, you know where else you can be met with open arms?
Where?
At 2560 East Andrew Johnson Highway, Suite 3 in Greenville, Tennessee at Green Hemp Company. From 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, they're rolling in the foothills of the Smokies, and you can even see them on Sundays. From 10 a.m. until 7 p.m., go see our good friends at Green Hemp Company. Tell them the Till 5 sent you.
There's nothing better.
Now, last week on AEW, Hook in his explanation of his heel turn proceeds to call himself the greatest second-generation superstar of all time. Now, me and you had a little bit of discussion about this, and you shot down the person that I said belonged on the list, so let's just get right into it. The Mount Rushmore of the greatest second-generation superstars. Hold on, Hook. Tanner tells me it can't be Kerry Morton because his grandpa was a referee, and I think that's some bullshit.
Well, according to JCW commentary, they called him a third-generation superstar.
Superstar, not wrestler.
Hey, whatever, man. It is what it is. But I think that Kerry has a long way to go, although I think he is awesome. I think more eyes need to be on Kerry before he enters this list. But if we did this again in 10 years, there's a good shot that Kerry would be here.
Well, let's go automatically. Who's your number one here?
Jeff Jarrett.
Absolutely. We're going to agree on that every day of the week.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that Dean Malenko belongs on the list.
Sure. Absolutely. One of the most influential wrestlers ever. I'll give you another one. How about Terry Funk?
I mean, yeah, I feel like he kind of gets lost in the long shuffle of second generation because to me, Terry and Dory kind of go more hand in hand than him being second generation.
Fair.
It's a lot like I want to call Brett a second generation star, but technically his great grandpa wrestled some too.
That's true. That's why Owen and Brett did not make the list.
Yeah. So,
But Dustin Rhodes will.
I want to maybe Cody goes above Dustin.
Nah, Cody sucks ass.
Cody's a bigger star.
I like real wrestlers. Is he though?
Yes.
Goldust was a big deal
Was he though?
in a time where
He was. I
in a
kid.
time where wrestling has had far more viewership than Cody Rhodes.
Well, not just that. The Goldust character broke barriers. I will
He
give
sure
it.
did.
Yeah.
Very influential.
Now, another character that broke barriers, notoriously legendary, Glenn Gilberti, aka the Disco Inferno. All right.
This guy. I'm gonna sit this one out.
So, first off, the character was actually created in the USWA with Raven.
That I didn't know.
Yes.
Interesting.
And it was actually Raven helping him refine that character that worked in WCW. So he is actually on the one of the first, I think it's 4 episodes of Nitro. He's also on the next to last episode of Nitro.
He was there.
Yeah, like in doing the research of this, I really just want to come in and shit on Disco.
But it really could be like maybe he was there that long because nobody else on the planet, besides Bischoff or a Jarrett, would hire Glenn Gilberti.
Actually, so Disco was in WCW and refused to put over Miss Jackie in '96. He didn't see the point in it because Bischoff didn't have anything planned for him afterwards. Reportedly, he talked to DDP and Terry Taylor, and both of them were like, brother, don't do it. So he tells Bischoff no. Bischoff fires him on the spot. Reportedly, because of his no-compete clause, he missed out on the opportunity to go to the WWF
Rockabilly?
and be the sidekick to Honky Tonk Man because of this. So there's your fun. Like Disco, he was wanted. I think he would have worked in the WWF.
At the time.
It would have. I like him as a mid-card, lower mid-card performer. He was a jobber. That's fine.
He did his job, yeah.
Yeah, he was Scott Hall's sidekick that wanted to be in the NWO for a while. He ran around and tried to rap with Conan. That was fun. The Filthy Animal stuff was fun. Disco
and Conan, I think, probably had the most on-mic chemistry because of their friendship.
Probably, and that's why they're still working together
now,
today.
In ring chemistry, they did not have that. Their matches, as I've reported here before, are fucking atrocious.
So, Disco's first match on Nitro was against Alex Wright.
That's fitting.
Well, his last one before he got fired was with Alex Wright. And they were supposed to win the tag team titles at the WCW Millennium Show in Germany. But Disco got hurt, so they changed the match. During the match, Disco got hurt and they had to change it.
Does sound like Disco has had a lot of bad luck.
He has, but as far as bad matches, dude, you got to remember, Disco was in the ring putting on quality match like would be just fine today against Booker T, against Perry Saturn, Kidman. His highest rated match, according to Cage Match, is a tag team match with Alex Wright against Mark Jindrak and Sean O'Hare and Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio.
Hey, listen, Alex Wright, I think, was a really great worker.
They were both decent workers. Now, then he went to TNA where they tried to make us think that he was a main event guy. And I'm sorry.
In fairness to TNA at the time, coming out of that early 2000s era of guys that didn't get signed to WWF, Disco probably really did have a case as far as star power went.
But he couldn't use the Disco Inferno name. He was Glenn Gilberti.
That's the problem.
So he didn't have the value.
No, he was not Glenn Gilberti. He was gifted Glenn Gilberti.
Oh, God. Well, it was awful. And now he has a podcast where he bitches and moans. And what kind of fucking losers do that?
Yeah, what kind of assholes get on the internet and bitch about wrestling?
Yeah, I mean, why don't you just get on the internet and start praising some people occasionally, right?
Hey, we could praise somebody that's not Disco.
We could. Maybe you should have a little bit of a Tanager time.
That's right. And this week we are doing what many, many people consider to be the greatest professional wrestling manager of all time. Some people even consider him the greatest wrestling commentator of all time.
He's up there in both categories.
Yeah. So he started his career wrestling and managing in the World Wrestling Association in 1965. Right?
Yeah.
During that time, he was managing Angelo Poffo, the Valiant Brothers, the Assassins, the Blackjacks, and a guy named Chris Markoff. I love the name Markoff.
Yeah, Markoff. Given that would be a good one for you. You could be Tan Markoff.
Good. Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll steal that.
Maybe. Actually, in relation to our name, I have a little bit of a pre-birthday present for you I'd like to show.
Right. That's awesome.
Till 510. What's up, man? This is pro wrestling superstar Donovan Dijak, your co-host, Notorious ATB. Messaged me and he said that you have a birthday. Happy birthday, Till 510. I would love to know what these names mean because I am trying to figure it out as I say them. Till 510. I assume you're very tan, but maybe it's like satire and you're very pale. I don't know. Notorious ATB. ATB typically means after the bell, but that could mean something else. I don't know. I guess you hate being called kid, so I'm going to call you kid. Kid. You're bald with a second-rate beard. Till 510 on Till 5 Wrestling. I look forward to seeing whatever you come up with. Thank you so much for the support, both of you, and happy birthday, Till 510. That's enough talk. Now it's time to do or die, Jack.
Wow.
Yeah, so let me just say that if that wasn't $7 and some change, I would have felt pissed off because that was pretty awful.
Well, listen, I will say that I was going to ask, hey, isn't that the guy that wanted $500 for an interview in the early days of Till 5 Wrestling?
$375 actually.
Oh, yeah.
That's a year ago.
It's a friend rate. Well, now we're friends. He needs to know what Till 510 means. Maybe a little name, when you said Till 5 Wrestling, you could have said, oh, maybe his name's Tan.
Yeah, maybe.
CP's a bitch, Donovan. All right. Well,
it was as entertaining as his matches are.
Hey, I like Dijak, actually. I am a fan of Dijak.
I'm not a Dijak fan.
I've always been a Dijak guy.
He's a decent worker, but can't say that I'm in love with him or anything.
Fair enough. Well, let's get back into Bobby Heenan.
Let's get back over here where we belong.
At the same time that Bobby Heenan was working thank you, Aaron. What a nice birthday gift.
You're welcome.
At the same time as he was working in the World Wrestling Association, he was also working in the AWA. And he would leave the WWA in 1974. These wrestling names from the 70s get real confusing.
There's so many A's and W's.
Yeah.
It's interchangeable.
And once he left there, he would become the brain in AWA. Okay, that's when he really started becoming the brain, and he would start managing Nick Bockwinkel and Ray the Crippler Stevens, and they would win multiple tag team title reigns in the AWA under the tutelage of the brain.
Well before our time, but if you want to see the history of wrestling, we do have a friend that covers that.
Actually, Bear put Nick Bockwinkel in his greatest of all time tournament, and I watched a couple matches, not necessarily with the brain, but watched a couple matches he recommended, and pretty damn good. Pretty good technical worker. But the AWA was also the starting point for the first incarnation of the Heenan family, which originally consisted of Nick Bockwinkel, Ray the Crippler Stevens, Bobby Duncombe Sr., and Blackjack Lanza.
A lot of the first generation there.
Yeah, and Blackjack Lanza would become one of the best heels of the territories under Bobby Heenan.
Yeah, the Blackjack.
That was really big, but in 1984, he would leave the AWA to join the WWF, his big break.
We get over here, and now we're getting into the stuff that people actually remember about Heenan, but it's really not as long as we think of it being.
Well, he first starts managing Big John Studd, and pretty soon after that, he would reform the Heenan family. And I wrote a giant list because this gets a little bit confusing. These are the members of the Heenan family over the course of time, not at the same time, but throughout. let's see. Big John
Would you like
Studd.
me to handle this?
Go ahead.
All right. We got Big John Studd, Ken Patera, King Kong Bundy, Buddy Rose, Mr. Wonderful, Andre the Giant, the Brainbusters, that's Arn and Tully,
Yep. Great
Rick
team.
Rude, Harley Race, the Islanders,
That's Haku and Tama.
Hercules, the Barbarian, Mr. Perfect, the Red Rooster, Terry Taylor,
That's right.
and the Brooklyn Brawler.
Sometimes Doink the Clown.
But
But Heenan and the Heenan family had a feud in the 1980s with Hogan. They feuded throughout the 80s with Hogan, different members of the Heenan family. And he actually managed 2 WrestleMania challengers to Hogan. First King Kong Bundy and then Andre.
Back-to-back WrestleManias, 2 and 3. There. Yeah.
Very, very cool. Neither guy beat him, though.
No.
But he finally managed to have his first champion in WWF when he started managing Ravishing Rick Rude, and Rick Rude upset the Ultimate Warrior for the Intercontinental Championship.
And that was actually a fun reign. I remember bits of that.
Damn right, Rick Rude is awesome. We've talked about that a lot. He managed the Brainbusters to the WWF Tag Title shortly thereafter. A few months later, he would lead Mr. Perfect to the Intercontinental title. Now, in 1991, he would retire from managing and became a full-time commentator, but
he would occasionally manage Flair during his Real World Champion.
There you go. I was going to say he crossed the line when Flair came into the company.
He kind of did that with Luger, too, the narcissist.
He did. He introduced the narcissist to WWF.
Oh, no. As he said it that first time, it's the narcissist.
The narcissist, yes.
I was like, huh?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Heenan was great. He managed a lot of Hall of Famers.
Yep.
If you'd like to see a Hall of Fame manager, perhaps you should go see our good friends at Stover's Liquidation from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. in Oak Ridge, Tennessee at 481 Tulsa Road. You can also call them at 865-523-4449. Tell them that Till 5 sent you. They've got all the liquidation and wholesale home improvement products you could need for your home repairs and remodels. Go see our good friends at Stover's. Tell them that Till 5 sent you.
I was going to say, before you went into that fucking amazing segue there, that everybody in the Heenan family was better under the tutelage and management of Bobby Heenan, and everybody at Stover's Liquidation is better because of the management of your mother.
That's fair, yes. They call her Sweet Pea.
That's right.
Now, we had a couple of big dual ring cage matches in wrestling over the last couple of weeks.
2 of them were pretty cool, and 2 of them fucking sucked ass.
Well, I only saw 2 of them because I'm not a WWE mark.
Well, I watched War Games because my little sister Hope, Deathmatch Hope, Hardcore Hope.
Yeah, she wanted to watch that WWE version. I don't understand that.
She loves WWE. For a hardcore deathmatch fan, she really fucking loves WWE for some reason.
It's because your little sister's a fucking mark.
She is definitely a mark, for sure. Hardcore Hope is a mark. You heard it here.
Shame on you, Hope. I expect better out of you.
But the WWE Women's War Games, we'll start there, was Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, and AJ Lee. And, of course, they defeated Nia Jax, Asuka, Kairi Sane, Lash Legend, and Becky Lynch. Now, here's the deal. This match was okay.
I hear that it never really kicked into second gear.
It never did. It was very, very, very slow. I think it was the wrong move to put Charlotte Flair, AJ Lee, and Becky and Asuka. Like, you've got multiple women that have been around a really long time and don't take bumps like they used to in this match.
Well, and you've got that's very one-sided on established star power too.
Yeah, and I also like to say that they tried to recreate the Io Sky trash can spot from the top of the cage, the dive.
Yeah, and it looked like
anytime that you try to recreate a spot that was gold the first time, you fuck it up every time.
Well, she's done it every War Games.
Literally, ask Jeff Hardy. It loses its appeal after a while.
Yeah. Now, let's compare that to AEW's Women Blood and Guts.
So, the Women's Blood and Guts was Mercedes Moné, Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir, and the Triangle of Madness, and they defeated Chris Statlander, Toni Storm, Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale, Mina Shirakawa, and Jamie Hayter. Now, the big noticeable difference right off the bat is blood.
Well, yes, and the number of competitors. AEW tossed in 12.
Yeah, they haven't typically done that, but this year they decided to just
Yeah.
fuck it.
Well,
I
it was
guess.
the first women's.
Yeah,
And
so we'll make
I
it a
mean,
banger.
the women delivered. That match was awesome.
I actually think, in my opinion, that the AEW Women's Blood and Guts was actually better than the men's, and Sky Blue fucking kicked ass in that
The
match.
AEW women's Blood and Guts was the best War Game style match this year.
For sure.
Absolutely.
100%.
Probably in the last 2 years. And yes, Sky Blue and Tekla made that match just an extra level better. I think we could
Even Megan Bain, man. Megan Bain is a freaking freak, man. She is awesome.
I think we could have done without Statlander and Mercedes and it been just as good.
Sure, I did feel that was definitely unnecessary, especially considering they were about to have a world title match against each other like 2 weeks after.
Yeah. And then we get into the filler match for War Games was John Cena and Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, you had that match, but you also had Stephanie Vakura versus Nikki Bella.
Yeah, one of the Bellas.
Which I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Nikki Bella's horrible, and she's always been. I don't know what the deal is there.
She didn't. I'm sorry, but this idea that the Bella twins and Michelle McCool had a damn thing to do with the women's revolution is a lie. AJ Lee did. Every day. I'll give her all the credit in the world for it.
Paige and AJ Lee, man.
Yep. They deserve it. But
no, it just so happened that, and I'm sorry because I know a lot of people don't feel that way, but Michelle McCool and the Bellas came in at the last grasp of women wrestlers that really didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and they got lumped in with the good women's wrestlers because they stuck around.
It's exactly what happened. So those two matches sucked.
Dom and fucking John Cena was booked like a WCW 2000 match.
I hear that Liv caused the distraction, and
so Liv returns. Hope popped big for that, and Liv comes out and she slaps Dominic Mysterio first, starts beating his ass. Well, then she starts beating John Cena's ass, and then you think the match is over here, but the match actually goes like 15 minutes after this, and it's
so
just
she shows up and beats them both up. That makes sense.
And then cheats to help Dom win anyway.
Yeah, that's WCW 2000 booking.
It was fucking confusing, man. And
WCW 1999. That's where we're at.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, WWE has gotten there really quick.
It's really bad, man. And I'm really not trying to be a dick about it anymore. I'm serious.
Alternatively, AEW gave us Hangman and Will Hobbs in a Falls Count Anywhere match,
which was
fine,
but
it was something to help them. It allowed them to clean up from the women's Blood and Guts match.
I understand why they did it. I'm sure it's the same reason that they did 2 matches in between the WWE War Games. It's just, it's fucking unnecessary.
There was no need for a filler for WWE's.
Oh, that's true. There was no blood.
Yeah, there's no blood. There wasn't a bunch of carnage. It was really just lowering and raising the cage.
On the bright side, from what I understand, at least WWE's telling stories right now, even if they do suck.
Yeah.
At least they're, I guess.
Well, speaking of telling stories, you get FTR threatening Steamboat here, which leads to them getting their
Holy shit, man. That was a painful segment.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a painful
long segment. I thought Ricky Steamboat had a stroke briefly because he just stopped talking.
But here's the question: was that segment worse than Stephanie Vakir and whichever Bella's wrestling now?
Flip a coin, equidistant. I mean, I would, yeah.
So was Cena and Dom better than Hangman and Hobbs?
No.
Okay. So we're in a 2-1. AEW.
I'm just trying to be fair.
Okay, well, let's get into the main event. Now,
so the men's main event of War Games, I fucking hated. I thought it was atrocious. I don't like it. And it was, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. I forgot.
It was Cena, Cody, Roman,
Punk and the Usos,
Jimmy, and Yeet.
Yep, taking on Lesnar, McIntyre, Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. I swear to God, I think the only WWE wrestler I like is Braun Breaker anymore.
After the promo I've seen from last night, I'm not even that fond of him.
Did he cut a promo last night?
And it was lame as shit.
Oh, that's fun.
He was like, my eyes are going to look you in your beady little face.
But let me ask you this, though. If he's being scripted to say that shit, is it his fault?
Dude, there's no way that he was scripted to say this shit. He's tried to have something cool, and it flopped.
I don't know, man. They've scripted Roman to say some really stupid shit over there. Yeah. Yeah, Rip Larry, I guess.
Yeah.
It probably choked on Saudi blood money. But anyway, so that match sucked.
Yeah. And it had the mystery attacker. Austin Theory shows up.
We assume it was Austin Theory.
Yeah, and that's somehow we have a mystery guy debut and not reveal himself in the end of the pay-per-view, which is the dumbest way to do a cliffhanger.
Okay, but also he didn't reveal himself on Raw the next night.
Yeah, we also held it off again and just kind of dodged the subject.
I said, oh, they're already fumbling this. Okay.
Yeah. And then we get to compare that to AEW's Blood and Guts final moments. We get Moxley tapping out in thumbtacks.
Well, and of course, that one was Darby Allin, Roderick Strong, Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Mark Briscoe versus the Death Riders.
Yeah.
And it was, I actually told you prior to this even airing that I was not excited about this.
The men's one didn't really interest me that much this year.
It's not that quality-wise it didn't deliver. I mean, quality-wise, it was just another run-of-the-mill AEW match. That's fine. But the visual of O'Reilly of caked in blood, Kyle O'Reilly tapping out John Moxley, that was cool.
Yeah.
I like to see shit like that.
So, closing thoughts over the last couple of weeks of pro wrestling here. We've had the JCW investor revealed as Russo.
Dude, in all sincerity, in the last couple of weeks, in the last month of pro wrestling, JCW's been the fucking MVP.
Absolutely. It's been the top dog.
And I'm not even quality-wise, match-wise, I mean, it doesn't matter because stories sometimes carry more weight if it's fun.
Yeah.
You said it a couple of weeks ago on Till 5. When you are fed filet mignon every day, eventually you get fucking tired of eating filet mignon with AEW-style matches. And WWE is damn near impossible for me to watch because there's so many ads, and then you got the Slim Jim ring.
WWE is giving you McDonald's,
right?
Yeah, and that's fine. Sometimes McDonald's is okay, but for the love of God, man, give us some variety of something that's fun and good and just all around enjoyable.
Please do something right, or shut the doors.